Good morning. It's the Call Flow Radio Show, and you're on the air.
Well, good morning. Welcome to today's edition of Call Flow. It is Friday the 4th. Friday the 4th. Where'd I get that from? Friday the 24th. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Yeah, I don't know. I'm behind somehow.
It's Friday.
Weekend.
Friday means a lot more to me now that I'm working.
See, I guess all the years in radio, Friday was just another day. Because it didn't mean I wasn't working the next day or every day. Yeah. So, for some people it meant weekends and a lot of fun.
It meant nothing in the military, that's for sure.
Oh, I can imagine.
24/7.
I can imagine. What does Friday mean to you? Of course, you can give us a call. It's just a Friday. Larry Burr and myself, we are here for you. The number, of course, 434-394-0924. How about some history?
Okay. Actually, I have a question.
Sure.
Why do you and John become vampires when you say my name?
I don't know. John started it.
He did start it.
It made me chuckle, and so
it stuck.
Why not?
Okay, so my vampires are loving
I just hope that the public en masse, as they see you around town, will go, Larry Burr. Yeah. Because that would really make me smile.
Well, my dog's already starting to do that. I walk in, he's like, Larry Burr.
You got to catch that one on video. Post that. Oh, history for the 24th of February. Pardon me. All right, 1803, where we will start. Marbury versus Madison decision. The Supreme Court would establish judicial review of the constitutionality of statutes. 1868. House of Representatives would impeach President Andrew Johnson, a vote of 126 to 47. That, of course, following his attempted dismissal of then Secretary of War Edwin Stanton. He would be acquitted by the Senate. Excuse me.
It seems to me that it looks just like politics has always been crazy.
Yeah, there's been no president that's been fully actually impeached. They have been partially impeached, but never the whole way. Nixon probably would have been, but he resigned before it happened. Let's see. This is kind of crazy because we've got massive jumps. We jumped to 1942. The USS Stroma, a charter ship attempting to carry about 800 Jewish refugees from Romania to the British-mandated Palestine, torpedoed by a Soviet sub in the Black Sea. All but one of the refugees would die.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, assume it was an error on the Soviet because we were on the same side at that point. Another massive jump to 1981. A jury in White Plains, New York, found Gene Harris guilty of second-degree murder in the fatal shooting of Scarsdale Diet author Dr. Herman Turnauer. Sentenced to 15 years in life, Harris granted clemency by Governor Cuomo, Mario Cuomo, that is, in December of 92. You kind of have to clarify if you're talking about New York governors, which Cuomo.
Good point.
Yeah.
Pick a Cuomo.
Yeah, pick a Cuomo, any Cuomo. One Cuomo, you know them all. 1986, the Supreme Court would strike down in a vote 6-3 in Indianapolis ordinance that would have allowed women injured by someone who had seen or read pornographic material to sue the maker or seller of said material.
Really? Yeah. Really? They struck that down?
They struck that. Well, I can see that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're crazy enough to do it, you're going to do it whether you're looking at pornographic material or not.
That's kind of true.
You can't blame the material for that.
True. And some would say that kind of material actually helps curb the appetite of the
Some studies have shown that. Mm-hmm. Depending on, I think, what the deviancy is.
Yes.
1988, in a ruling that would expand legal productions for parody and satire, the Supreme Court unanimously overturned a $150,000 award to Jerry Falwell that he had won against Hustler magazine and Larry Flint. I'm very glad they did.
Have you seen that special? I just saw it recently about
about
Jerry Falwell
Jr.?
Yeah, and that whole, that scenario.
Talk about sexual deviancy.
They went into detail on that. It was a little surprising.
Yeah, I didn't find it surprising at all.
Yeah,
it did not surprise me that kind of megalomaniac kind of individual.
Yeah, there's a lot of narcissism going on,
very much
in that whole situation.
Well, 1989, the state funeral held in Japan for Emperor Hirohito. He would die the month before at the age of 87. 93, Canadian Prime Minister.
Oh, I was just going to say I'm glad that he was dead before they,
before they buried him.
Yeah,
well.
I was thinking about having mine before. How about
have your funeral and then die?
Yeah, I'd really like to kind of see what happens, who shows up. I'm pretty convinced that nobody's going to show up at my funeral.
They will. They just won't.
I had to pay Alicia. I'm like, all right, I'll pay you if you promise to come to my funeral.
Leave money aside. That's why you have to have it ahead of time, because otherwise you'd be paying out money and you get nothing for it.
Exactly.
93, Canadian Prime Minister Brian Mulroney resigns after more than 8 years in office. 2002, the Salt Lake City Olympics, they come to a close. The same day, Canada would win its first hockey gold in 50 years. Beat out the U.S., who would take silver. 3 cross-country skiers thrown out of the games for using performance-enhancing drugs.
What? They do that?
Yeah, some of them. 2008, Cuba's parliament named Raul Castro president, ending almost 50 years of rule by his brother Fidel. And in 2011, the Discovery, the world's most traveled spaceship, thundered into orbit for its last time, heading towards the International Space Station on a journey marking the beginning of the end of the shuttle era. I was actually kind of sad to see the shuttle era come to a close.
I was going to say the exact same thing, yes. It was very sad. Now, haven't they reinvigorated that a little bit? But there's so much going on in space. I mean, this stuff excites me. I mean, there's so much...
how fast it's changing.
Yeah. So much energy, money, and everything. And really the next stop is Mars, of course. And
they've been planning it for a good while.
Populating the moon for some reason or another, but
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily the most viable option. I would like to think we'd put. I think it's great to want to explore Mars. The more we know about the solar system and how it's made, the more we know about ourselves. We're made of the same stuff.
Yes.
So I think that helps.
It's also an accomplishment. I mean, an
amazing
accomplishment to be able to do something like that.
But I would like to see a little bit more of that money put into perhaps trying to maybe take better care of the planet we live on now and then worry so much about colonizing another planet.
Once again, it's repurpose our military. Where's all our spending going? To billion-dollar jets. And what do they do for us? There's so much military money that I wish the military money would go into the space program like it used to. It used to share part of that budget.
Yeah, part of NASA. I mean, and the budget for the NASA and the space program is minuscule compared to almost everything else the government spends money on.
Yeah.
But let's see, celebrity birthdays. Do you ever watch The Sopranos?
Oh, no.
No?
You obviously
Actor Dominic
did.
Chianese, 92 today. He was the older uncle, the old guy. Who else here? Singer Joni Summers is 82 today. Former Senator Joe Lieberman, Connecticut, independent.
I remember him.
Attempted to run for president there. 81 today. Here you go, Rocky Horror fans. Actor Barry Bostwick is 78 today.
And how many times did you see that show?
Oh, many times. And I worked at the cinema in Midlothian, which is no longer there. I was head projectionist. And so, of course, we would show it every Halloween at midnight. And everybody in their costumes and the get-up. And so I would sit up and the
Yeah.
projection with my feet hanging over and watch
Nice.
from up there.
What a cult!
It
You know,
was-
that and Pulp Fiction, probably the two.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction's
biggest-
moved up to that kind of status now.
Cool.
Actor Edward James Olmos is
Oh.
76 today.
He's still working. too.
Still working, yeah. Singer, writer, producer Rupert Holmes, also
Oh,
76. He's got a new book that
Really?
just came out Tuesday.
His claim to fame was the
Escape.
Escape.
Yeah, the Pina Colada song. That's what everybody remembers. But he's written
He was
several Broadway shows and produced them, has written music for other people.
He's
big
written
music
so
producer.
many #1 songs
Yep.
too. You know, so I could just
Yeah.
see. He's like, I'm holding on to this one. I know this one's going.
And it did. I mean, it did
sir.
fantastic
Did
for
you
him.
see him when he received his award? It was a Grammy, and I don't know. Have you ever seen him?
I've seen pictures of him.
He looked homeless to me, you know, which I don't have any
Just like a little
problem with
disheveled.
that.
You
But I was
know,
like,
just a little.
That's not what I expected to come out of, the Pina Colada song.
Well, you never know the people behind the music. Speaking of music, rocker George Thorogood, he's 73 today. Wow. Actress Helen Shaver, 72. News anchor Paula Zahn, she's 67 today. Who else here? Actor Mark Moses is 65. Singer Michelle Schacht, 61. Actor Billy Zane is 57. Jimmy Green, the jazz artist, he's 48 today. Former boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr., 46. Who else here? Actor Alexander Koch is 35. Actor Daniel Kaluuya, probably best known for the Jordan Peele for Get Out. He's 34 today. So there's a look at some of your celebrity birthdays. What can you celebrate today? Well, it's National Tortilla Chip Day.
I'll take it.
Yep, especially with a little salsa.
Do
Salsa.
a tortilla chip.
National Skip the Straw Day. Idea, of course, to help cut down on our plastic waste.
I was happy that on the cruise that it had recyclable straws.
That's
or
cool.
biodegradable, I should
The
say.
university has gone back to their paper straws.
Really?
All over campus now you'll find paper straws, which
cool.
is nice. I like that. And if you're one of these kind of people, depending on how you like your fish, it's National Tartar Sauce Day.
I do like some tartar sauce on my fish. Where's the best place to get fish around here? A good fish and chips.
Home.
When
No, that's
when
not
do
true.
I show
That's
up?
not true. The Fish and Pig makes very good fish.
Oh, they
and
do.
chips.
Okay, I haven't been there yet.
Yeah, they make good. They make good fish and chips. I mean, they're also known for their barbecue, but I do like their fish and chips. I think they make very good fish and chips. I've had good fish and chips at McAdoo's, at Charlie's.
Yeah, McAdoo's looks like it would have. They have some quality food going on there.
Yeah, I mean, you can get it at a lot of places. I mean, the best I've ever had outside of the UK. There, and I don't think it's there anymore. There was it was called Sir Hardwick's Pub in Charlottesville, and it was all traditional English kind of food. Yeah, and their fish and chips was excellent. There's also Grady's Pub down near Shaco in Richmond, which is an Irish pub that does an excellent fish and chips. If you're going to go outside of town,
Yeah. Well, Anthony's is definitely the best fish.
West Coast.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My dad loved it there. I mean, and the restaurant was right on the bay and everything.
Nice.
Just
See, that's it.
went there for decades with Dad. Every time we went to San Diego, we had to go there.
All right, if I ever go to California, I will have to make sure to go to Anthony's so I can rate their fish and chips.
You better. I'm going to hold you to that.
That's what I had for my birthday.
Really?
Mom said, "What do you want?" I said, "I want fish and chips.
Huh.
I want fish and chips and cherry pie."
So what does she do? A batter or a crumbly?
No,
crust?
well, she got frozen stuff, did the batter, but it was very good. It was very good, and I'm traditionally British. I like malt vinegar on my fries, my chips.
I have to
as
leave
well
now.
as my fish. I'm not a tartar sauce person.
Yeah. I can't stand vinegar.
And it's got to be malt vinegar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the only way you make it better is to take it off the plate and wrap it in newspaper and eat it that way. But like I say, I'm a traditionalist. Hey, speaking of food, I did want to bring it back up. We were talking a little yesterday, avocados.
Oh,
And so we were kind of close to the end of the show and kind of had to leave. But still, I'm curious about folks around here. You know, we have several Mexican restaurants. And
Several?
So, yeah.
Really?
And so guacamole, obviously, something that you find on the menu. I'm curious about folks' tastes on avocado.
Yeah.
And you know, do you like avocado? Like I said, I don't care for it. Avocado toast. I know some people think it's delicious. You know, is that a thing you like? Or maybe there's a different way. Do you slice them on a sandwich? You know,
do people see that as kind of like a California thing?
Yeah, and you kind of wonder that too. That's hippie food? Well, not, you know,
Yeah,
and it may have that connotation for a lot of
wonderful.
people.
Yeah.
Still, there was when I was in D.C. We ate at a Mexican place up there, and it's the best guacamole I've ever
Really?
had. I'm not a massive fan. I can kind of take it or leave it, but they did it in these huge volcanic stone mortar and pestles, all fresh right there at the table. The tomatoes, the onions, they cut everything and
Yes.
did it. And it was just phenomenal.
Isn't that a fun experience too?
I love watching them cook.
We used to be able to pick our avocados that we wanted. It's the same kind of
you
situation.
said you had the tree right
you
out the
know?
window.
Well, no, this was in up in
Oh,
San
okay.
Francisco area, a restaurant there. They had lots of Mexican food restaurants. So
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, no, there are
Very
several here
authentic.
in town, and you know, all of them. I think the guac is very good.
cool.
But was curious. You know, we never really had the chance to engage with the public on that subject, so I wanted to bring that back up. So please let us know your feelings on the humble avocado. 434-394-0924, remember, is the number to call. Got a few minutes before we'll take our break at the bottom of the hour. Of course, with weather and all of your birthday and anniversary folks, and it's Friday, so we'll have 3 days worth of names for you.
It's Friday.
Doing the weekend,
We have
too,
about
when we
20
get there.
birthdays.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That is pretty good. You watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas every year?
I did for decades. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I still want. Well, I've got it on DVD, so I don't wait till it's going to be on. I'll watch it when I watch it, but I do always watch it every year. Well, I don't know how this is going to work out. Some people may think this is sacrilege. However, some Dr. Seuss fans might find their hearts growing 3 sizes come this new holiday season. There is a sequel to the 57 classic How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now, Dr. Seuss Enterprise and Random House Children's Books announced yesterday a new book will pick up 1 year after the original and teaches another valuable lesson about the true spirit of Christmas. The sequel is entitled How the Grinch Lost Christmas, written and illustrated by author and artist who have created art in the Dr. Seuss universe before and versed in the author's style. And the book is set to come out this September.
Yeah, that's
So, yeah.
interesting.
It's actually based on a newly discovered manuscript by Geisel,
Oh,
but has been completed as far as the writing and the illustrations by an author and artist who used to work under him. Of course, the original book sold about 10 million copies in North America alone.
Wow.
And translated into multiple languages.
I
of
loved
course.
reading Dr. Seuss to my son. It was just
Oh,
it was the best.
As a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Always used to love the fun little words he came up with. I think was the thing I liked the most.
Zigger Zagger Zoo.
Yeah, fondoozles or whatever the case may be.
Yep. I think that's how he learned his alphabet.
Could be. I always wonder if he just had like dice with letters on them and would just shake them in a cup and throw them out and go, okay, there's the next word. You always kind of wonder. Of course, it's kind of sad, too, because you love those books, but you have to learn to separate the art from the artist to truly appreciate them if you know the truth about Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
You know, he held some not so nice beliefs. But, you know, there are nice people, and sometimes that's...
Kind of like Michael Jackson. You know, I think his music is brilliant in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
He adds talent, you know, but as a person, he had some questionable choices.
Yeah, you know, and so it is. And it can be hard sometimes to separate the art from the artist.
I actually drove by his place. I forgot what the name of it is.
Oh, Neverland or whatever?
Yeah, Neverland. Is that what it was? Yeah.
I think it's just Neverland.
Near Santa Maria.
Okay.
So every once in a while, I used to love to just drive down the coast, and his place is like right off the coast.
Oh, wow.
You can see his
That's pretty cool.
Ferris wheel.
Not many people have a Ferris wheel in their yard.
I know.
Even
sad.
rich people, not many have a Ferris wheel in their
Do you think we can do something about that? I think we may need to change that. More people should have.
I
Ferris
don't think
wheels.
we have the room here for Ferris wheel.
Okay.
Not in the station yard.
Yeah.
You
Well, my yard would fit it. Yours would too. I
Yeah,
dare you.
We'd have to take down trees.
What if we make our own
make your own Ferris wheel?
Out
There are
of the-
people who've done that.
out of the trees? We have to take down.
I don't want to take down the trees.
Oh well, then we're just lost now, aren't we?
Well, we'll do it at your place, like you first suggested, and you can have the Ferris wheel. I'll just come go for an occasional ride.
You'll get free rides for life.
Free rides for okay. You heard it, folks. He's trapped now. He can't renege. It's on air. It's on tape.
Well, it's like T-Mobile. Have you heard this ad, T-Mobile? I have T-Mobile myself, but they're like, oh, T-Mobile will never increase your data or voice price.
Wow,
plan.
they put that in an ad.
Forever. Yeah, they're like, oh, it's a forever deal. I have a hard time believing that they can do a forever deal.
Well, if they put it in print, you've got them if it ever goes up.
Yeah.
The one I saw that I didn't believe, I saw a billboard coming back from Charlottesville the other day, and it had that this particular cell company serves 99% of the public, and I'm thinking, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way that you serve 99 and every other cell company only has 1%. That's clearly a lie in advertising. But you get a lot of lies in advertising. Especially billboards and TV ads.
It used to be illegal to do that.
Yes, it was always brand X. You knew what it was because you recognized either the color or the shape of the bottle, but they couldn't. I miss those days. I would like to see ads like that on TV again. Well, I don't like to see ads on TV anyway, which is part of the reason I stream. But
it's kind of gone back to the original methodology of advertising where it's inside the show itself. And I do this all the time. When a car comes driving up, I'm like, ooh, brought to you by Chevrolet.
Yep. And that's it, too.
Exactly.
That they paid. Well, I always think of Ford was a prime example. Goldfinger premiered the Ford Mustang.
Really?
No one had ever seen a Mustang. And if you notice, of course, there's the Aston Martin and there's Goldfinger's Rolls-Royce. But every other car is a Ford. There's the Ford Ranchero, and there's the Mustang, and there's the Thunderbird, and all these cars that in 1964 nobody'd seen before. And it was one of the things that spurred the popularity of the Mustang.
So it was 1964 when these things.
Yeah.
It makes sense. That's the year I was born.
Yeah, because 64 and a half
Yeah.
was technically the first year of the Mustang.
Nice.
So, all right, 8:30. Well, technically 8:31 now. We got to take our break. First up is, of course, your weather. This edition of The Weather brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County.
Hello, I'm Stuart Wilborn, manager of the Bank of Charlotte County Loan Office in downtown Farmville. I invite you to call or come by and see me about your loan needs. Whether it's time to purchase investment property, build your dream house, expand your business, or purchase timberland or farmland, you will find old school personal assistance with attention to detail. Stop by our office at 216 North Main Street or call us at 391-1136. The Bank of Charlotte County, giving you more for your banking needs. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Well, mostly sunny today, looking for highs in the mid-60s. Northwest winds 7 to 10 miles an hour. Partly cloudy this evening, looking for lows in the low 30s. Now, Saturday, the morning at least, you got a 60% chance of rain, snow, and sleet mixed like I said, probably through your morning. That will turn to all rain in the afternoon. Look for mostly cloudy skies, highs in the low 40s. Saturday night, rain continuing till around 8 p.m. or so, 30% chance. Mostly cloudy, lows in the low 30s. Partly sunny on Sunday. Highs in the low 60s. Look for some westerly winds 6 to 11 miles an hour, mainly in the morning. A little 20% chance of some rain up until the early morning hours of Tuesday night. Partly cloudy skies, lows in the low 40s. And that rain all through the day on Monday. 60% chance expected to start up probably on your way to work, actually. Mostly cloudy with highs in the low 60s. Right now, humidity at 36%, barometers at 30.21 inches, relatively steady. No wind to speak of at the moment.
It's a little breezy.
Yeah, a little bit of breeze going on out there, but so small enough that it's not really registering. So it's probably only like 1 mile an hour or so. Maybe,
no, it's
maybe
heavier.
2.
I can see the bushes move and the trees dancing.
You sure you didn't take something before you? Now I see you now in front of the church. That could be the car flying by. Otherwise, starting to get some blue skies out there, nice and sunny. 61 degrees. The current temperature, that's here outside of the Flow Studios. This edition of Your Weather brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County. That includes branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte Courthouse, Keysville, Brookneal, and, of course, the loan office right here in downtown Farmville. Well, you know what that little ditty means. It's time for our birthday and anniversary calendar for today. Today brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson PC on Main Street there in Farmville. Of course, we've got today, tomorrow, and Sunday to be looking at. Well, Larry, who we got on tap?
You know, I got a lot of people on tap. I think I'll do it day by day. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan.
Today's birthdays are Terry Atkins Wilson.
Terry herself.
Yeah, exactly.
Kismet.
Happy birthday. Sarah Davis from New Canton. It's her birthday today. Let's see. We got a lot on the calendar. We have Kyle Walker, Alan Ellington, Michaela Murphy, Brent Strum, Bill Rexroad. That's an interesting name.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't mangle it, and I apologize if I did. And happy birthday to Stephen Lane.
Wow, that is a lot for one day.
Happy Friday, happy birthday. It's a good day to have a birthday.
It is a good day for a birthday.
So now we go into Saturday, and we have Mike Keir, Holly King Morris, and Camden Strum.
All celebrating today.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear from our sponsor, and then we'll come back and do Sunday.
Okay.
All right. We'll be right back.
The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson PC is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, business formations, and collections. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson PC for a consultation at 434-392-1422.
And we have some Sunday birthdays. We're wishing Joyce Winger and Cappy Montgomery a happy birthday. And out of all that, we have one anniversary to report. And that is John and Mary Dimmy.
And that's for Sunday?
In Farmville, yes.
All right.
I hope you have a great anniversary.
Yes. We wish you all the best, whether we know it or not. Hope your day is fantastic. And if it's this weekend, start celebrating today and make it last all weekend. And if it's today, keep it going. Make it last all weekend. Why not? That's your birthday and anniversary calendar for the weekend here. Remember, if you want to get those names to the calendar, email them to birthdays@wflo.net. Of course, you can also mail them to WFLO 217 West 3rd Street. That, of course, is Suite 2 in Farmville. 23901. Your birthday and anniversary calendar brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson PC on Main Street in Farmville. Remember, for the right legal advice, to go and visit Terry. All right, that gets us caught up. We've got about 22 minutes to go on the show, so you can give us a call if you'd like to talk about avocados or whatever. That's your call. 434-394-0924 is the number to call. Well, Rihanna is going to follow up her soaring Super Bowl halftime show with a performance at the Super Bowl of movies, the Oscars. Yep. Producers of the Oscar telecast mentioned yesterday the music superstar will sing Lift Me Up, which was from, of course, the new Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it yet. The Oscars hosted by Jimmy Kimmel once again. This is the 95th Oscars. They'll air live on ABC, as well as broadcast outlets worldwide on March the 12th. Among the competitors that Rihanna will face is Lady Gaga. That's for Hold My Hand from the new Top Gun. Diane Warren, who received her 14th Oscar nomination. That's for the song Applause from Tell It Like a Woman.
Wow.
So, yeah, those are going up. And now Lift Me Up, of course, Rihanna did it. Lyrics by Thames and Ryan Coogler, and it's nominated as original song, or, best original song, as they...
And I sort of get that superstars can have people write songs for them. But I still wish that superstars did their own work in that category.
Well, Rihanna was involved. She was part of the music writing team. So her and, Thames and Ryan Coogler were also involved in that, and so was Ludwig Göransson. So it was four of them who wrote the music for that.
Does it?
For that song.
I don't know. Does stock kind of go down on artists that you learn are not writing their own stuff, or do you not
No, I
care?
expect it nowadays.
You do? Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's the days of whether it be the singer-songwriter, like a lot of the folk artists and 70s musicians, or those bands where, like, the Beatles or the band were doing their own stuff.
Yeah,
it's reverted back to what it was before that era,
Right. And I think of like Woody Guthrie, Bob Dylan, probably one of the most prolific writers in the world. So when I hear of a superstar, their stock just goes down a little bit for me.
I mean, I can see for today's musicians, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I don't know. I guess how it changes over the time. I mean, I have to think about. I guess the reason it doesn't bother me is because I think about some of the greatest names in music as far as singers. Sinatra, Crosby, Dinah Shore, Peggy Lee. Peggy wrote a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was late.
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, well, I don't consider her a singer, but she also did not write any of her own music she recorded.
She didn't? She didn't write that Happy Birthday?
Afraid not.
Oh, wait, that was just her
was just
arrangement?
Her arrangement of it. And probably not even that. That was probably done by Nelson Riddle or Billy May or somebody. But, so, I don't think any less of them that they didn't write their songs. Of course, that was also a different time. You had brilliant songwriters for the first half of, and then it was sporadic. Most of them were the singer-songwriter. The Carole King, the Neil Diamonds. They wrote, but they also did music. I mean, yes, there are recordings of Irving Berlin. There are recordings of Cole Porter and Cy Coleman, but they weren't really singers and performers.
Well, and then as I think back about it, how many superstars have done Bob Dylan songs? Well, it's just like, because he is so good.
Well, the Beatles recorded Dylan.
Yeah.
They fell in love with Dylan.
Yeah, they did.
And
the Lost Tracks. Do you hear about that? So I guess there was some kind of party with the Beatles and Bob Dylan and the Grateful Dead. I guess they had this retreat.
Possible. I know they spent a lot of time on the West Coast.
Yeah. So, I'd like to. What I heard was that there's lost tracks from that time, and that these things will pop up every once in a while.
Well, I know there was a. This was up near Woodstock because Dylan had a place there for a while. And this was around the time the band recorded songs from Big Pink, their first album. And so Robbie Robertson was there and George Harrison, Patty Boyd were there at that time. And supposedly Harrison and Dylan did a little playing around acoustically. And you always have to wonder, did any of it ever get recorded?
Exactly.
Was it recorded? Because that would be pretty wild to hear.
Dylan's such an interesting character to me. I mean, I read his biography and stuff like that, so it obviously has some interest for me. But he's so hidden right now.
Yeah.
You know, they had his huge concert where everybody and their mothers came and, you know, did his songs.
Yeah.
But I really haven't heard anything from him since then.
Well, he's always been interesting because he created from the get-go this persona. So you never know just how much of what you're getting is the real, and we'll say Bob Dylan, even though that's not his real name, you know, and how much is this character. I don't think it's something that he turns on just when he goes on stage.
Right.
I get the impression that depends on who you are and how comfortably he comes around you. You know?
I'm sure he has medications from the psychiatrist.
Very possible.
But
Very possible. I remember when he won his Oscar.
I don't remember that.
He won Things Have Changed for original song, exactly what we're talking about, for the film The Wonder Boys.
Oh, yeah. That was a good movie.
It was a very good movie. And it's a great song. And it gave him his Oscar. And he performed it, I say it live. He was live, but he was via satellite. And, of course, was there when he won. And he mumbled a little kind of speech, typical Dylan kind of thing. But I was really happy to see him won because I really did think it was the best song of the year. I think it's a brilliant tune.
He is. And what was I just thinking? Sorry, I lost a thought.
I know it was the only song he was ever got an Oscar nomination for. His only time, and he won it. So, kudos to him. You know, the other interesting musically comes from the world of country. Actually, Brad Paisley has just released a new song that features Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky for the 1-year anniversary of the Russian invasion. With the Ukraine. Now, the song is called Same Here. Paisley says it aims to show that despite language and distance, there are universal similarities and values. Now, the song ends with Paisley and Zelensky in conversation. The president speaks proudly of his country, his people, and his military. The song, the first released from Paisley's upcoming record, Son of the Mountains, which will come out later this year. No date yet. 3-time Grammy winner says he will donate his royalties from that song all to help rebuild homes for the displaced Ukrainian people.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So that's great. I haven't yet to hear it. I have not heard it yet. But it released today. Of course, today is the 1-year anniversary.
Is this the... no, I guess it's not the only positive thing we've seen in the news today, but it's a positive story.
It's a nice positive story.
We could have more of those.
You wish there was more. Yeah, because a lot of the others are you get into the things that we've heard, of course, the cases. Of course, yesterday, Weinstein back in court again, gets another 16 years added on for another one of his case. So now it's more than 20 years before he could even see a parole topped onto his. R. Kelly, of course, I guess a little good news for him because he was back in court. Of course, a judge rejected prosecutors. Prosecutors wanted R. Kelly stuck behind bars until he reaches 100 years old. The federal judge said, no, come on, we can't do that. But he will serve at least 19 of his 20 years for the child sex convictions. So he dodged a little bit of a bullet because that would have added 30 years if that had happened to his sentence.
Anybody who's doing that children.
Well, yeah.
I can see why.
He'll be lucky to survive prison.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the founder of the digital startup Aussie Media was in court yesterday as well. He pled not guilty to federal fraud charges where he's accused of scheming to prop up his financially struggling company. They were hemorrhaging millions before they were shut down, and there was revelations of deceptive business practices. The arrest came after 2 top executives pled guilty earlier this month to fraud. The COO, Samir Rao, allegedly impersonated a YouTube executive during a pitch to Goldman Sachs trying to get investment money.
Wow.
So he was released on $1 million bond.
Wow. I worked for a company that distributes funds for security fraud.
Oh, okay.
They did Enron. They did the big $1 billion Toyota one.
Right.
But yeah, it was. It's amazing how much fraud is there. You know, it's in my face all the time. But before that, I worked for a company called Sonic Solutions.
Right.
And apparently, they gave me a whole bunch of options, which was awesome because they went, up about $20, and I made a fortune, a small one.
Every penny.
And then I started at this new company, Gelari, that does the fraud. Apparently, the company that gave me all the options was doing the same thing. They were shoring it up. I almost did not get the job because the Sonic Solutions was in their case files. They had already distributed
and they saw, of course, you had worked there.
Yeah, exactly. They're like,
my gosh.
Like 2 or 3 bosses, as soon as they got to Sonic Solutions, they would just stop. Like,
this weird, awkward pause. Oh, Lord. I guess nobody eats avocados. We must be the only people that eat avocados.
I guess so.
Or people are just indifferent to avocados. Maybe.
That's sad. I mean,
well,
what did the
I don't
avocado
know. I think
do?
it is an indifferent kind of fruit.
You call it a fruit.
Technically, it would be.
Is it?
Well, technically.
Because of the citrus level, or why?
No, because of the way it houses its seed.
Really?
Yeah. That's why tomatoes are
fruit.
Cucumbers are fruit.
Now, I would assume there has to be a
this
caller
is,
out
is,
there.
This is scientific. This is not. I mean, I still think of cucumbers and tomatoes in my vegetable garden. I don't call it my fruit garden. But depending on if you want to get technical, they are fruits.
Yeah.
By their definition.
It always surprises me.
Well,
people put fruit on there.
Well, that's why
Sandwiches.
things like blackberries, they're not berries.
What are they?
They're drupes. Each of those individual little things
Is a fruit.
is a blackberry. But what we call a blackberry is technically a drupe.
It's a blackberry cluster.
Yeah, that's basic. Strawberry is the same thing because each of those little
Strawberry.
things are actually
Yeah.
the berry itself. In any case.
Watermelon Sugar High. I don't know why that song popped in my head.
Because we were talking about fruit, I guess.
And that song drives me crazy. I cannot stand that song. They overdid it. They overplayed it.
That seems to be the norm, though.
Yeah, true.
A new song comes out, especially if it's like a summer song.
Doesn't that drive you crazy?
And it's like the song of the summer. By midsummer, you never want to hear it again in your entire life.
And it's like it's the only song that came out.
Yeah.
You will listen to this one.
That's what's happened in the industry with when Clear Channel, pardon me, iHeartMedia, owns Billboard magazine and makes the charts, and the charts are based on what they play on all of the hundreds of stations they own. How truthful can it be?
Yeah,
it's sad. I really hate what's happened in our industry.
The inside track.
But so be it. You got HBO? HBO Max you watch?
Yeah.
You gotten into Succession?
No.
I have not either. I know there's some people who are obsessed
Okay.
with this.
Good. It's always good to
show,
know
that it's supposedly this brilliant show.
wish
There's
some
just so
callers
many
would
options now.
Call in and tell us some
maybe
good
there's somebody
shows,
out there who watches it. Well, if you do watch it out there, you'll be happy to know that the creator says there is an upcoming 4th season. But the 4th season will be the last one. So you can be happy and sad at the same time. So maybe you watch. Morning, you're on the air.
Okay, so tell me what a watermelon sugar high even is. I don't even know what it is.
You know what I always just wondered, because I never paid that much attention to the song lyrically. I assumed it was like when you were a little kid and you got a sugar high. But I tend to think
But
this
off
is
a watermelon?
well, if you put sugar on it, I don't know. But I actually tend to think if I probably paid attention to it lyrically, it's Harry Styles, it's a modern hit, it probably has some kind of sexual connotation.
Okay, well, maybe that's why I don't, never paid.
Yeah.
The only words I can really hear on the song when I'm listening to it, and it's because it's repeated all the time, the watermelon sugar high.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess I'm smart enough not to listen too intently.
Well,
Some of
half
those
the time
songs.
nowadays, either it's the way they pronounce the words or the speed. Sometimes I don't know half of what they say.
There was one song one morning that was playing maybe about 6:30, and I was only half awake. I was listening to it going, I don't have a clue what that song is about.
Say, let me have my coffee and play that
anywhere.
again. Yeah,
Very slowly.
That's it. That's it. Can we let me wake up and then you can play that song.
That's awesome.
But hey, there are a lot of people out there who love it. So
And sing every word. So
that's true. That's
Fine
what
with
gets
me,
me
fine with me.
sometimes. I guess they look up the lyrics if they they like a song and they want to know the song. They can. It's nothing to go on your phone or your computer and boom, there's the
Right.
lyrics now.
Right.
So.
my sister and her boyfriend used to buy the albums and then pull out the lyric sheet.
Oh, yeah.
Sit there in the living room and sing their hearts out.
Yes.
And let me, if I tried to go in there and join them, they would look down on me and say, "Mama, make her leave." They're just sitting there singing.
Yeah, but you're a parent.
Anyway.
Oh, you're not allowed to do that.
Right. Well, I actually tried to call the other day. I guess it was Larry and John,
Mm-hmm.
and I had nothing to say, but I figured they didn't have anything to say either, so
That's-
it would
yeah.
be okay for me to call.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Even when you have nothing to say, you have something to say.
Anyway, I did call, but the phone must have been acting kind of silly because it kept saying it was busy.
Oh,
Oh,
Anyway.
unless I had somebody on or button was down.
thank you, though.
Well, yeah. Well, we're glad you got through now.
Anyway, avocados,
Yeah.
all right. Not crazy about them, but I do like guacamole. And I can make a mean guacamole. But
Well-
just to smear a little avocado on a piece of bread, that's nasty.
Yeah, I didn't go that far. But yeah, I just don't. I don't get it. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be like a replacement for butter or something.
Mayonnaise or, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm like you. I like guacamole, but there's got to be something else. The avocado is too bland in its own.
Really?
I think so.
My daughter would toast her bread, smear avocado, and then put a fried egg on top.
Yeah, I've seen
and
that.
just sit there like this was one of the best things in the world. I was like, I didn't raise that child.
Well, it takes all kinds. We've all got to, I'm one of those crazy people. I like liver and onion, and I know a lot of people can't stand it. So, yeah.
My husband loves liver and onions, and when we got married almost 40 years ago, I promised him I would make them for him one time a decade. And I have done that 3 times. So the first 10 years, the second 10 years, and the third 10 years. I have not done it
Yeah.
for the fourth 10 years, but about 4 years ago, he became a vegetarian, so I'm off the hook.
You're off the hook now.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's no such thing as vegan liver.
No. No, not at all. So
Yeah.
there's no liver and onion smell in my house ever again.
Lucky person.
It's one of the very rarely am I someplace where I can actually get it, because it is one of those foods that it has to be cooked right. If you undercook it, nope. If you overcook it, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only thing I've ever sent back in a restaurant. because I can't eat it if it's not cooked right. It's
Gotcha.
either, rubber or raw. And yeah.
Do you like liver pate?
I haven't had it in a long time, but I don't mind it.
I had that at a 5-star restaurant in Shanghai, and I didn't like it. I hate liver. I didn't really even know what it was, what I ordered. And when I said I don't want this, the chef came out and asked me what was wrong with me. Basically, what's wrong? He's like, you have to have. Okay, if you don't want that, you have to have another course or something for this course, because it was a 7-course meal. So
right.
It was amazing displays, though. I mean, like there was one shrimp with carrots curled up in a mason jar. That's how they displayed it.
So almost a fusion kind of meal.
Didn't mean to go off there. Sorry.
Well, hey, Larry,
Yes,
what islands did you go to when you took your Bahamian cruise?
We went.
What islands did you stop at?
We went to Nassau, and we went to Coco Cay. In Nassau, we actually swam with some pigs. We got to feed pigs.
You did the pig swimming? Yeah, have fun.
Oh,
yeah, that's fun.
Nassau.
I pronounce that Nassau.
Me too. I've never heard it said that way.
Okay,
No, you're the first person I've ever heard say that. I had to clarify in my mind. What?
Well, when I got here, it was like Appomattox or Appomattox or.
Yeah. Well, I know people still have trouble with that.
Things around here, So.
Okay. No. I just want to make sure I had in my brain the same place you were actually talking about.
That second one, that Coco Cay, is just this small island that the Carnival cruise liners own, and they just made it into this gigantic water park.
Yeah, Disney has one for their cruise
awesome.
ships.
Oh, fun.
Have you ever been on a cruise?
We just went last month on a Carnival cruise, and we did. I was going to say it. I can't say Nassau. Nassau. And I did not swim with the pigs though because it was raining. And then we did Princess Keys.
Oh, okay.
So
Probably
that did not have the water park, but it was a island all just for us. It was beautiful, and the water was amazing. This was the second week in January, and it was it was great.
So, question for both of you. On beautiful sand. Question for both of you, since you've recently been to the Bahamas. Did you have conch chowder when you were there? Did you try conch chowder?
No.
No? Did you try?
No. Oh, no. I had a pizza with it on there.
Oh. Yeah. Conch chowder, I think, is really good.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up at the coast though, so I'm a big seafood. I like seafood. But yeah, I recommend it if you like chowder.
Have you put it on a pizza? Put it on a pizza and tell me what you think.
No, see, that's kind of like food that doesn't belong on a pizza.
And watermelon.
No, it didn't.
No, watermelon doesn't belong on a pizza either. Yeah, I can't imagine any kind of, except perhaps anchovies, and even then that's on the cusp, but any kind of fish on a pizza.
No, it didn't work. My husband liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't. I wouldn't try. I took it off. I took all but one piece off.
Well, but he likes liver and onions, so.
That's right. So we did what he not a good judge of stuff.
Oh, well, Lord, we are over. Thank you so much for calling.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care.
Well, y'all have a great day.
You too.
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 Y'all